The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series on Speed is brought to you by Camping World RV Service. Visit Camping World for all your service, maintenance, and collision repair needs. We've got you covered. By the Dodge Grand Caravan, with seating for up to 7 adults or up to 5 professional wrestling adults. And by Mahindra. Visit your local Mahindra dealer today and drive a Mahindra tractor. It's a warm day in the St. Louis area. You can see the arch just about 4 miles from us. Here at Gateway International Raceway, the trucks begin to roll off of pit road. 95 degrees. Last night, just before we were going to start the engines, it was about 90 degrees. So the temperature is actually going up right now. And it feels like 100 degrees.
It feels like 200 degrees.
Well, for Ray and Adam, it's going to feel that way.
Absolutely. See the starting grid rolling across the bottom of the screen there. These guys rolling off pit road. The 18 truck had a bit of a delay getting off pit road. Got it squared away, though.
Seems to be going now.
Let's take a closer look at a few different drivers in today's Speed Spotlight. We'll begin with Ray Dunlap. Ray?
You know, Rick, a year ago, Carl Long got the largest fine in the history of NASCAR, $200,000. But he told me it was the outpouring of fans who really supported him that really kept him wanting to come back and get behind the wheel. And today he'll be driving the Coma Unwind 01. And if you want to get a free sample of Coma, it's a chillaxation drink. All you got to do is go to their website. They'll send you one for free. Adam?
There is no one involved in today's race in the Camping World Truck Series that didn't want to get this race in last night. But one driver who had extra incentive, Brad Sweet. He was scheduled to travel today up to Eldora and run the Kings Royal tonight, a very popular sprint car race. But unfortunately, he's going to miss that event, so his owner, Casey Kane, going to drive the car for him. It's been a great year in sprint car and midget competition for Brad Sweet. He's got 7 feature wins. He'd love to get a victory in the Camping World Truck Series this afternoon, starting 20th. Phil?
Adam, I want to take a look at this Mittler Brothers number 63 truck. That truck has entered a race in every single season of the Camping World Truck Series. It's being driven tonight by Jack Smith. He's made 10 previous starts in this truck, including 2 here. Jack's 37 years old. They are honoring a couple soldiers that lost their life battling for our freedom over in Iraq. Levi Hoover and Jerry King. One of the crew members of this truck, Ryan Shaw, served with them in the 82nd Airborne Division. They want this to honor those dead soldiers. Jack will start in the 24th position, Mikey.
Phil, I want to shine my speed spotlight on Jeffrey Earnhardt. Jeffrey's starting 32nd. He is the 21-year-old grandson of the late, great Dale Earnhardt. In 2007, he raced the entire K&N Pro Series East and finished 5th in the points. Since then, he's run a couple of nationwide races, and this afternoon he makes his NASCAR Camping World Truck Series debut in Rick Ware's Fuel Dr. Chevy.
We'll keep our eye on those drivers as well as the other 32 that's in the field. We'll ride along with a few different drivers, one of those being Austin Dillon. He's going to start 6th in today's race.
We're also going to ride along with Johnny Sauter. Johnny made some tremendous ground up last week at Iowa with that runner finish. He's going to start from the 5th position in that Curb Record Chevrolet.
There's my buddy Jason White. He's rolling off from the 23rd spot in his gunbroker.com truck. Jason fell out of the top 10 in the points last week at Iowa. He's looking to get back up there this afternoon.
Toyota onboard being carried by Eric Almirola. 16th will be his starting position. 2nd in the point standings. Actually lost a little ground to Todd Bodine after last week's race in Iowa where the right front tire went away and he went into the wall, just like his teammate Steve Wallace did last week as well. Let's go back trackside to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Rick, we documented the fact that Kevin Harvick's not feeling very well today, has a stiff neck, but what could be better medicine than to have a shot at a win? And you know that 2 truck's going to be fast today. Every time Kevin Harvick shows up at the racetrack with a brand new truck, like he has this weekend, he is a threat to win. How about this? 5 of his last 6 debuts of new chassis have gone to victory lane when Kevin's driving them. That's pretty good medicine for the guy who will roll off from the front row. Adam?
You talk about Kevin Harvick starting on the front row, Ray. In fact, he won his first ever pole in Truck Series competition here yesterday afternoon. No surprise that he's successful here at Gateway because his organization has a long history of success at this facility. Harvick, a pair of nationwide wins back in the early 2000s. Hornaday driving the 33 truck, won here in 2008. And Rick Corelli, who will spot for Hornaday and oversees the truck operation at KHI, won the first ever race here at Gateway International Raceway.
Kevin Harvick on quite a roll this season. He's only entered 3 races, won 2 of them, and the other one he finished second. So he's looking to keep that average up.
He's not doing too bad in the Cup Series either.
He's got the point lead, and as a matter of fact, we have all 3 of the point leaders in the Major 3 Series of NASCAR in this race today. Kevin Harvick, James Buescher, 1 and 2, coming down the front stretch. Green flag in the air. We're underway at Gateway International Raceway. Harvick with a good start takes the point as they go into turn number 1.
Pretty smooth through 1 so far. Looks like Hornaday's going to jump out of line, make it 3 wide.
Wasting no time. Moving to the bottom of the racetrack. He gets to the inside of the 17 of Timothy Peters. Slides up in front of him. James Buescher holding on to second. Brad Keselowski just behind him in third.
Those are the type of choices these guys are going to have to make all day long, Phil. If somebody dives inside of you and tries to make it 3 wide, are you going to let off and let them have that spot? Or are you going to crowd down and try to block them off?
Eric Almirola, I believe, got into the wall coming out of turn number 4 in that number 51 truck by Billy Ballou.
I think he definitely made a little bit of contact off before. We saw a few trucks do that yesterday in qualifying.
Hornaday's continuing to look for spots down on the inside of Austin Dillon. Look how hard he drives that truck down into the turn. He's confident in what he's got under him.
And it sticks.
That's exactly right. And, you know, that's when you're vulnerable. When you dive in on the inside of another truck, you better make sure it's going to stick.
Battle.
Side by side for the lead. For second. On the inside, trying to get by James Buescher is at 29 of Keselowski. He takes second away.
Remember, those 2 trucks tied qualifying. James Buescher got the spot because he was ahead in owner points. They ran the exact same time to the 1,000th of a second.
How about Kevin Harvick checking out right now on this field?
I'm more impressed with this guy in the 33. Hornaday just picking them off one at a time.
Got by Johnny Sauter. Now he's got his sights set on the 7 of Justin Lofton just in front of him.
Got a new crew chief, Phil, and it's a temporary crew chief. And Ron, you know how he is. He wants to drive that thing for all it's worth and gain all the positions he can early. Get this win. Here comes Austin Dillon on the inside of Johnny Sauter. You can see he's not able to complete the pass. Stuck on the inside of Sauter.
They were 3 wide right behind them for a moment.
Right behind him.
A lot of racing going on.
160 laps here, and it looks like this is the first lap. I mean, the last lap.
Almirola. Those are his last 3 races. 12th the win and 28th in Iowa. Here's coming out of turn number 4. The red truck right there brushes the wall.
Stacy Compton right in front of him, and the 60 truck looked like he almost caught the right rear corner of his truck in the wall.
And that would add to Almirola getting into that outside wall. You know, you're kind of judging off the guy ahead of you, and if he almost hits it, there's a chance you're going to either almost hit it or hit it as well. You know, he hit it hard out in Iowa, finished 28th, blew a tire, did major damage to that truck out there, and hurt his point situation as well. That was just a minor bump. I don't think it'll affect him at all.
Brian Eichler in the 18 this week for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Just behind him in the 17, Timothy Peters.
Matt Crafton's going to try to look to the inside of that 17 truck.
Here comes Hornaday looking for another spot. This time he's on the inside of James Buescher, grabs the 3rd spot away. Hornaday's on a roll.
Hornaday moving up quickly after starting in the 8th spot. He's already up into the 3rd position.
I think he likes his truck.
It's looking pretty good. Well, when his owner's checking out on everyone, I think he thinks the pressure's on. Todd Bodine making the move on Timothy Peters now.
I was going to say he got about a truck a lap, but one lap he got 2 trucks. So he's been on quite the roll. Todd Bodine completes the pass on Timothy Peters down in 3 and 4. It looks like Matt Crafton wants that spot now. He's all over Peters.
He was looking earlier, couldn't get the nose in front of that 17 when they went into turn 1. And again, he's got to hold off the attempt to pass, but now he's got a good run through the turn.
Todd Bodine just got by Timothy Peters. He's already up 5 positions from his 14th place start.
Talked to Todd earlier today. They said they were still searching, trying to figure out exactly what they needed to make that truck go faster. And that was just before he was headed in to get an IV to make sure he was well hydrated for this race.
Todd is not one of the drivers doing double duty that we talked about at the top of the show. There's 6 drivers doing that. And I'll tell you, 450 laps of racing here, day, night. It's going to be a lot of work.
Plus practice and qualifying for the
nationwide guys.
So there's a lot of activity on a very hot afternoon. So like I said in the opening, here goes Ron Hornaday. He's going to grab second away from Keselowski. Now it's Harvick trucks 1 and 2.
And it looks like Hornaday's going to pull away from Keselowski.
These guys have to be well hydrated prior to even getting to St. Louis and prepared for this day. It's a hard one.
That is why it was scheduled to be run at night.